Based on the landlord forms, of course, this is the yearly review they are saying. Of course, for the tax to do a tax refund, that you need income of 200,000. And then on the other files also we reported 200,000 there, but the case is there, So it says geared to incomes, rental assistant, of course. This is rental assistant geared to resident, and then this is of course towards government subsidies. They own their regulatory sections there for the RGI. This is geared to this one, rent geared to income. So you know how much you have, and then that is how much they gear to their orders. So why are they afraid? Of course, they are saying, we have too much here in our households. We are very rich, we look very rich, we look office, and then that's why they're afraid. But the thing is different. I'm enrolled here by governments, and then so that is the government subsidizing whatever, how rich I look here or I organize here. That is between me and the governments, So because it's none of the individual who bank on my doors and then wanna get money, It's not that. So that is up to the government to do the budgets. If the government refuse to increase my budgets, my allowance to 90,000, because the allowance is 90,000, unless they change their mind and their decisions. They said, my budget is 200,000, as I write it up here. If they change their mind, they say the budget is 200,000. Of course, I may qualify it where at least lease will be 100, maybe 180,000 or 200,000 will be paid, and then I'll be having no worries, no nothing, and then because here what I will be earning everything which they hold up, it will be given all to me. Here if you look at those sections, it more improved than it used to be last times, because we put it on the YouTube for educational purpose. This is a tutorial which we did on YouTube portionally. And then their language here, we have Sudanese, Arabic language there also translated, and then the later is there translated to those languages, and then the language they are not there, but that is basically the information they need, and then we provide them the basic information there. Of course, if you look also here on these other sections, that is the sections of the incomes, of course. The sections of the incomes is basically this section here. So this is the section, the two sections: service Canada is the one there, and my self-employment. So we did those service. So that is basically the orders, because if the guy, whatever how hard they say it, let the individual go and steal, we cannot go and steal, because we rely where we are getting conditions supported, and then to where the work is earning from. So that is what we know, and then basically we don't worry much, and then that's why we have our own confidence which we already built up, and then they build up those confidence for us, and then we are using, So that's why if you look here also on these sections here, we have this section here tackled, and then we have at least more than 20 employees, more than 30 employees here in the office. But those employees, we cannot even attach their names to them, and then we cannot give anything about it. That's why we cross like this to indicate for them that we have this information documented. We highlight it for them. That's why it's nailed. No other individual there in the households. So if it come to that one, if basically you may found myself is there, and then of course on that sections, You will find just my select as we provide somewhere here. Okay, so and on the other one here also you will find that's my select, but the rest are the employees which we already have there reported. And then if to the feedbacks, these are the feedbacks letters, of course, from 2004. I landed on the government form. The first government check I have is zero. My income is zero. Zero is roughly Z is 2 there number, E is 1, R is 2, O is 15. We are looking here at this digit here. We are looking at $1 million. So we also translate it on the other video. Everybody know that incomes level is standard, which is which funded this office of this bank, So this is basically because whatever how hard it is the one which is coming from this budget here. Whatever you look at first of our lending form, this is the lending incomes I have here in Canada, and then is toward which the government is applying for me to stay here in these countries. And then if maybe in the future also if I complain because of this and I'm over sneezing here in the office, and then I want to borrow now. I want to take a sick leave to go to Africa, to go to the village and then sustain my life, in the village, because it look very awkward in the to behave with this one with the colds and this one with the flu over your nose running flu, and someone bothering you too much is looking really this one. Looking really orphanage, So that's why it look good in the village. That's why I have to take a sick leave, but in regards step by steps. And then maybe the income portion also will be applied to me to go to Africa, not any other things. Whatever how hard we use here, the guy here, the homeowner here don't know how I come to Canada. So the government already know that how I come to Canada. That is the overview in regards. Otherwise, these letters and the feedbacks we have towards the cases that we attach there, because there are questions. Those questions, they are asking silly questions, and then we are answering. Of course, we are providing them the right answers, but they do ignore it, So we are not close heart. We are open heart. That's why our heart is not dead. Whatever you touch, it is life, is beating. That's why we do provide feedbacks. Those guys, they're idiots, they're writers. They don't know what they're doing. If they're really educated enough, they would be very wise enough to do all to those reports which we have there online on the Facebooks, So even yourself, you are now pissed off, right? For me to post these nonsenses back there again, But it's their policy and their copyright policy which they have, right? So which is doing the whole thing, so is their regards. So otherwise we have to bear it like that, and that whatever how hard it is, you can participate, you can like it, you can subscribe to it. Then that is the least, so we know, as a confidentialities of their own, as they put it mandatorily. So for quick scan and review with the Sudan, that is the Sudan. Okay, so Equatoria, South Sudan, and then Sudan. Again, there Sudan. This is the 3 areas, so in that particular map. So that is the divisions which we have there alongside, which is growing harder and harder. Equatoria is also growing as a country if source is forcing to be a countries. So that's why Equatoria is growing to be a countries, and then they want to take over there are 5 countries here, which the Khartoum don't know about it. So that is the least we know from the areas of Kijikeji to the areas of Tori district, Capoeira. That is the partaking this one, Ethiopia, partaking this one as Central Africa, partaking this one because why we are taking off Central Africa, because we are the one in the what, in the area of this one Yambio belong to Equatoria, and then DRC belong to Equatoria, Uganda belong to Equatoria, and then Kenya belong to Equatoria, Ethiopia belong to Equatoria. That is irrigate. So an overview if it's land disputes cases, which is causing this kind of nonsense letters, and the bordering people doesn't respect at all. Is stupidities.